Welcome to the SMITE God reveal for Chulainn, Hound of Ulster. Third-born child of gods and kings, Chulainn is legend brought to life. He was a powerful warrior who alone held an army at bay, a man of will and courage who resisted both the allure and wrath of the Morrigan. A figure of tragic prophecy, Chulainn was destined for greatness, but also a certain end. In his early years, while still bearing the name Setanta, he captured the attention of King Connor with feats of strength and agility, and was invited to a feast hosted by the smith Chulainn. Unbeknownst to Chulainn, his fearsome guard dog escaped his chains and assailed Setanta upon his arrival. With only his bare hands, Setanta slayed the beast. Ashamed of his actions, he swore to Chulainn to train him, a beast of equal ferocity. Impressed, the druid Cathbad bestowed Setanta the name Chulainn, the Hound of Chulainn. This was the birth of a hero whose death was yet bound by prophecy. However, his fate would soon be set, as the druid Cathbad promised. Any that take up arms this day will become legends. Desperate for greatness, Chulainn raised whatever weapons he could find and saw years of victory lay before him, unaware that with the promise of becoming a legend came the certainty of an early grave. Chulainn's passive is Berserk. Chulainn's mana bar functions differently than other gods. Chulainn's mana is capped at 100 and will only regenerate up to 25 mana with him just idling. Hitting enemies with abilities and basic attacks, or when he or nearby allies take damage, causes Chulainn to gain mana above the 25 mark. After being above 85 mana for 3 seconds, he goes Berserk. During Berserk form, Chulainn gains power, maximum health, and his abilities change. Once Chulainn goes Berserk, he will drain most of his mana and will need to accumulate mana before he can Berserk again. Chulainn's first ability is Barbed Spear. Chulainn thrusts his spear forward, damaging both gods and minions in front of him, stunning minions, but not gods. Successfully hitting an enemy with this ability restores mana. Hitting multiple enemies restores additional mana. Barbs from his spear stick in opponents and reduce their healing for a short duration. In Berserk form, this ability transforms into Ground Slam. Chulainn instead slams his massive arms down, damaging and rooting all enemies in front of him. Vent Anger is Chulainn's second ability. Chulainn vents his anger as superheated steam, increasing his movement speed. This uses some of his mana. Enemies near Chulainn will take damage from this steam. In Berserk form, Chulainn has Vent Anger active all the time, dealing damage to nearby enemies. While in Berserk form, this ability does not use or drain mana. Chulainn's third ability is Salmon's Leap. Chulainn vaults over his spear, leaping to a target location and slamming it down to damage enemies around and in front of him. Successfully hitting an enemy with this ability restores mana. Hitting multiple enemies restores additional mana. In Berserk form, this ability transforms into Furious Charge. Chulainn charges forward, damaging and driving all enemies back with him. Chulainn swings his spear in a circle around him, damaging and knocking up all enemies. Successfully hitting an enemy with this ability restores a large amount of mana. In his Berserk form, this ability transforms into Warcry. Chulainn gives a terrifying yell, damaging all enemies and causing them to tremble. Chulainn wants to engage when he is near Berserk, as he gains additional health, power, and access to powerful crowd control. When near 85 mana, leap into the enemy team with Salmon's Leap, and follow it up with Spear of Mortal Pain, attempting to hit as many targets as possible to gain the necessary mana to go Berserk. This will get you into position to deal maximum damage when you go into Berserk form, allowing you to follow it up with a Push, Root, or a Tremble. While generating mana is one of Chulainn's primary goals, if you berserk in front of the Harpies, you are not doing your team or yourself much good. Use Vent Anger to quickly drop some mana if you are about to go berserk but do not need to. In preparation for team fights or one-on-one ganks, do your best to stay slightly under 85 mana prior to the fight, which will allow you to go berserk in a flash once in the fight. Chulainn is a warrior with the ability to wear his opponents down with his low cooldowns or be a frontline bruiser when in his berserk form. Barbed Spear and Salmon's Leap allow Chulainn to harm his opponents from a distance while building up his mana. When ready to engage, Salmon's Leap and Spear of Mortal Pain can quickly get Chulainn in front of the enemy team and ready to berserk. From there, he can quickly dismantle a team with his Furious Charge and War Cry. However, he lacks sustain and can quickly be focused down before he can berserk. Pair him with strong backups such as Sylvanus or Khepri. For Chulainn's ability order, you will want to begin with Barbed Spear. This low cooldown line attack helps Chulainn clear minions and damage his enemies. At level 2, place a point into Salmon's Leap to help Chulainn get additional clear or escape if in trouble. Place another point into Barbed Spear before getting your first point into Vent Anger. Since Chulainn can berserk early, empowering Ground Slam can result in some early kills. After this, follow the priority order of Spear of Mortal Pain, Barbed Spear, Salmon's Leap, and finally, Vent Anger. Chulainn's build should focus on giving him additional protections and cooldown reduction. Chulainn will need cooldown reduction in order to freely use his abilities to gain mana and increased protections to allow him to serve a frontline role. Start with Bluestone Pendant, Boots, Health and Multi-Potions, and Teleport. Chulainn is a strong solo laner and needs strong clear and sustain to deal with early trades. Bluestone helps Barbed Spear and Salmon's Leap clear, while Potions will keep him healthy in between waves. After finishing Warrior Tabby, you will want to get Gladiator's Shield. This item is a great pickup which will further help with sustain while giving Chulainn a good amount of cooldown reduction. Pair this with Breastplate of Valor, and Chulainn will be able to trade with other physical solo laners, as well as having a good amount of cooldown reduction. Round out your build with the damage and utility from Frostbound Hammer and Shifter's Shield. These items will help Chulainn keep up with his targets while giving him a spike in power and protections. Finally, sell Bluestone Pendant and build Mantle of Discord. This item will both help Chulainn stay in the middle of the enemy team and provide additional crowd control during extended fights. Thanks for watching the Smite God reveal for Chulainn, Hound of Ulster.